What's up, guys?
What's up, you filthy motherfuckers?
What's up, you nasty fucks?
Yeah, man. This is the tone of this podcast. You know what I'm saying?
It's a lost episode track.
Lost episode, lost tapes. We're going all in, man. We're gonna describe what's been fucking going on. This is a last minute little podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Let's not last minute podcast. That's just the underground recording.
Straight up.
The shit that gets you know what I'm saying, when we get together.
Sometimes we shoot this shit under the rug, but we're gonna put it up there and on the, you know.
But it's not also like we're doing the podcast. Like our regular podcast is like scheduled, right? It's like every Thursday, and it premieres Friday, Saturday, you know. But this right here, the Lost Tapes, is like this is me and him kicking it, like for real, for real. This is not, our podcast is not because of whatever reason. Like, this is a real friendship. We do kick it
right.
all the time. Birthday parties, whatever it is, you know, a dinner. We kick it all the time. Our kids, our friends, shit like that, you know. So whenever you listen to Shooting the Shit, it's like these guys are real homies. Like, they for real friends.
Hell yeah. And just getting into a little bit what the fuck we're on right now. We just got finished watching this cool ass movie, man. One that Zeus probably regrets me showing him at this point.
Most definitely.
It's called The Demon House, and if you guys never heard of it before, it's this house in Gary, Indiana that was the site of many incidents and accidents from a lot of different people that came across that house, man. That the house was apparently possessed like little kids, and made people commit suicide and whatnot. And just to give you a lowdown, that fucking movie has a disclaimer and a fucking warning in the before you watch it, saying that demonologists actually believe that
shit could be transferred electronically.
Yeah, through fucking
through
audio.
Sound. So that's what basically kept me skeptical throughout watching the film. It's like,
do I really want to hear this stuff?
Do I really want to listen to it and hear what's going on? Because, you know, a lot of times, I don't know if you ever watch demonic movies when there's real demonic names that they're naming in movies, and you're like,
you kind of don't want to hear.
You don't want to hear that shit. You know, that's the way I felt about this doc. And this is a spoiler warning if people have seen it or have not seen it. If you haven't seen it, I recommend you probably check it out before we say some shit.
Especially if you're in Chicago, dude. You're 20-25 minutes from where that house was.
You know it went down, and you read about it that year. And I was definitely one of those guys that was waiting on the documentary because I've been hearing about it for so long. My old lady at the crib, you know, watches this guy Zach Baggins, and hearing about it, I'm like, oh man, this shit's got to be checked out. And finally checked it out today.
Home, man. You
know,
like,
I remember reading posts like on social media saying like, let's go check it out, you know, because of how close it was. It was literally, Gary is literally about 20 minutes from here.
About 25
minutes. I used to work in Gary, and Gary is not a place I would
what do they say, a hop, skip, and a jump?
Yeah, I wouldn't stay there for long. When I used to work out there, the people that work by there would tell me like, yo, if you're at a stop sign and, you know, some dude like, you know, knocks on your window, just take off. I was like, oh shit, homie, you gotta tell me twice, you know. But that's what I've heard, you know, about especially that area, because the area where I worked at was a lot of abandoned houses.
Well, it makes sense that like maybe something demonic, something evil, malicious lives in something that is filled with poverty and violence and all that. It's not gonna affect the people that have everything. Like,
well, I feel like that shit could definitely be anywhere.
Well, that's true.
It could be,
it's not like
it could be in a rich person's home,
right?
Who knows, you know? But
you're right.
My thing with me is that
but it's more prone to be in these places. Where
it's an
bad
old.
Shit
it's an old. Well, I wouldn't say where bad shit happens. I would say somewhere where it's very old. Let's say it's an old ground that didn't belong to us way before.
Like Indian burial ground type
yeah,
shit?
Something like that, bro. I would assume, you know, or maybe somebody who was buried there. maybe somebody who was buried there and that person wasn't a nice person, and maybe that person's soul was just trapped right there in the ground. I think this could have definitely been one of those cases like where somebody was killed or somebody bad died with like real
Something
bad
for
intentions
sure.
with the devil buried inside them or something like that, for some shit like that to happen in that crib.
Well, to
'Cause-
be honest, like I don't want to give too much of the movie to these people because I really want you guys to
well, we did
check it out. You
spoiler
know what I'm
warning.
saying? Yeah, spoiler warning and shit. But there's a lot of shit happening with that house. You know, people were like died or killed, like, you know, coming out of the house or whatever. You know, and I'm not too religious myself though. Like, this is my second time watching the movie, and as Zeus was watching it, he was asking me like, "Yo, like, do you really believe this shit's true?" And I gotta almost shrug a little bit, like, man, it most possibly could be, dude. Like,
Dude, I remember Googling certain parts of the movie, and I'm just
as
like,
we were watching the
yo.
movie, my guy was Googling to
And I'm
see if
like,
it was
yo,
factual, and man,
this-
the shit was
This shit
it's
was for real, man.
Legit.
I've been wondering for years when this documentary was gonna come out, because I heard about it as soon as I heard about the incident in Gary. And
Which incident are you talking about? Just
with the demon house, with that with the
Okay.
lady's kids,
Yeah.
Latoya, I believe her name was.
Yeah.
But I heard about it right then at the start, and it wasn't until afterwards where I heard that dude was buying that house, and I'm like, oh shit. So I've been waiting year after year, like, dude, there's supposed to be a documentary about this.
Yeah.
And sure enough, you hit me, you know, me and you were chilling today, you know.
And we're like, fuck it,
We're
man, let's
kicking
throw it on.
You bring it up. And
I
I'm
like horror
bro,
movies.
I've been wanting to watch this shit, you know.
Yeah. I like shit
But-
like that, especially where I feel like it's close to home. Not that I invite any of that shit, because like I said, I'm not really religious, but like spiritually, I kind of want to find myself. So maybe that, you know, like I'm just curious. I'm spiritually curious to see where the rabbit hole ends sometimes.
I'm not.
Certain cases.
I like the life that I live, and you know, I keep it that way. That shit like that, spiritual shit, something I don't mess with. I'm not a fan.
It's
of it.
an icky situation.
I'm a
man.
firm believer in it. Like, it's like, yo, you don't believe in it, so therefore it cannot affect you. Because I'm a believer in, if you let this shit fuck with you, you dig into this and you let it fuck with you at the same time, you're inviting yourself.
You're vulnerable
to
for that stuff.
But for this movie to display that this place was literally something bad,
Like everybody that left that house
something bad
was either
happened.
dying, on their way to dying, dead, or
Yeah.
something tragic happened to them. Like literally every single person. Like
What got me was the part when he realized that he was questioning whether this whole thing was a hoax. He just started getting a whiff of like the real bad shit that was going on.
Yeah.
And man, honestly, guys, like there was certain parts of the movie where I'm like, yeah, I didn't want to watch it because it's like, dude, maybe there's a possibility that you could invite something like this into your body,
especially when the beginning of the movie they're like, yo, we could probably transfer this energy
electronically. I was like, yo,
electronically towards you. Like,
I'm like, bro, set a microwave in here and like whatever's got to happen, you know, kill this fucking crazy ass noise.
it's fucking
It was it definitely had me questioning whether I would watch this again. And to give you guys that answer right now, no, nigga, I'm watching funny movies, G. I'm gonna put it on The Waterboy on Netflix.
And you know, I think the reason why it probably affects us a little more is because since it's like live action, real people. Yeah, it's edited. I mean, if you want to find discrepancies in it, you probably find it in anything, to be honest. But I believe most of the stuff that happened. The guy is fucked up. Everybody's fucked up after that, man. There's doctors, the police fucking chief or captain from fucking Gary, Indiana.
The priest
was attesting to all this stuff that happened to him, all this stuff that happened to his officers. Like, those guys don't lie on purpose. especially for some fucking movie or documentary. They wouldn't care
Yeah.
about that. What do they have to gain?
It was definitely something that really like I was like, oh shit, you know. It made me think, made me kind of like, oh, second guess whether shit like this could really happen, bro.
For sure.
Like man, that's one thing I don't fuck with is anything spiritual, demonic, whatever you want to call it. But
And this is my thing. Like, I don't want to like invite it or anything like that, but when you see shit like that and you're kind of agnostic like I am, as in religion wise, you start to question yourself, like, if this guy is really possessed, would that ultimately mean that that's like the true religion? If this is really happening, this guy's having a spiritual experience, he's being possessed by something. It makes you doubtful. It makes you want to contemplate whether or not Christianity, Catholicism, or all that stuff is real. If these guys are exercising spiritual demons and entities out of these people, wouldn't that be a fact? But then I'm always a doubter. I'm always like,
second guessing everything.
yeah, like that's the
This
point
is
of being
legit.
agnostic, is just always never being assured about anything.
Well, this is my like one of my biggest beliefs is like where I just the way how I felt about religion. I really don't have a religion. I'm not looking really to anybody except that I know that I believe God is real. Just like that, I believe like this demonic, like shit like this, ghosts, demons, shit like that. I feel like it can't have an effect on me because I don't care for it. Don't really look really
That's
into
the main
it.
reason, yeah.
And just like I just feel like I have the guts to confront something like that. And that's basically it. I just don't feel in phase. I feel like stuff like this attacks people who are weak minded. Somebody definitely who's someone scared.
And that's
I believe
I really
that
like that you said that.
I really do
it
believe
attacks
that
weak-minded people.
weak-minded people.
And not to say that every single one of those people, you know what I'm saying, is like, I don't know.
Like you're weak in some kind of way.
Right,
Not saying you're physically
Right.
weak. Not saying you're physically weak at all. Because everybody's strong in fields. You
But
know,
mentally, like,
whether you're physically capable of lifting weight, yeah, that's physical
you
capability.
could be mentally vulnerable
but
to
there's
like
also
shit like
it's
that.
mental. Yeah, it's mental weakness. It's like you're a sucker for something like, let's say, for instance, you were affected by ducks at a young age, and that carries on with you, and you know that's like your trigger. Something like about
Right.
ducks scares you, so you're mentally vulnerable at that state, and maybe something like that can harm somebody like that. That's the way I feel, and not in regards to really is looking at a duck, but just you're vulnerable.
No, in
somewhere.
that sense, though,
You're
like,
vulnerable somewhere, and it's
Right.
somewhere along those lines, and shit like that just happens to fuck with you because you're mentally not stable, and wherever you're at that you're afraid of.
I
Yeah,
honestly
it is.
do believe that. And as a kid, my old man, he's just a old school Mexican guy. So as a kid,
No te
he was,
pasa nada.
yeah, he was always like, he was taught by his brothers, you know, that to like, if he ever saw something, to go up and touch it. And I was like, that's not like now looking at like this documentary that we watched and so that's probably not the best motherfucking idea to touch something that you've seen was like moving or something. But my dad was like, I used to see shadows, and I'd walk up to him, and I'd like put my hand through him and stuff, and it's like, there's nothing here, like just to assure myself that I'm not crazy. I'm not being scared or whatever. And he's like, he used to be terrified walking all the way up to the thing, to the shadow or whatever. Sometimes it was nothing, and sometimes he'd be really fucking scared afterwards. But
I'll admit that there's shit that like there's stuff that happens in my house sometimes. I don't know if I've ever told you, but there's a couple of times where we're like watching TV late at night, around early in the morning, 12, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock.
okay,
We'll hear something fall. We'll hear something fall in the kitchen.
well, nothing fell.
But to me, it's like I always have an explanation for some shit. My house, my crib, my apartment is retarded. I'll admit I have an old apartment. You put like a marble on the ground, this shit's gonna lean somewhere. It just was built bad. So I have that in consideration all the time. Something falls, the house is fucking leaning a stupid way because this house was built stupid. That's my thing.
He's trying to soften the blow for himself, guys.
For real.
It's the house leaning
Seriously.
a certain degree. Bullshit,
I
nigga.
I take that shit.
Yo, if you hear
I'm
shit
telling
falling
you.
off your counters, my dude, and it
It's
only
hap-
happens at night.
It happened.
Fuck outta here.
It's happened, and like my old lady would look at me and be like, "Go check it out," and I'll get up with guts.
Okay.
I get up with guts. and I'm like, "Ain't shit in my house.
Yeah, I'm the
You
man.
ain't
of this
gonna punk
motherfucker.
me."
Right.
That's how I feel when
Yeah.
stuff like that has happened. But I do take those
Especially
things.
my kids sleep here, motherfucker.
Because that has happened. That's the honest to God truth. Where I've heard shit fall in my crib, and my lady's like, "Go and check what it is." I'll get up and I'll check. Turn the lights on, cause
Honestly, that's happened to me too.
that's me.
Like dishes or something.
I'm just brave like that.
Yeah.
You know, like not.
I'll
To,
get the gun though. I
Not
don't
not the
give a
stunt.
fuck.
Real talk, bro. It's dope. You got a gun.
Yeah.
That's why you know what I'm saying. I want one in my
Protect
crib.
your rights, guys.
I got
Protect your rights. Second Amendment.
I got my 480 though. You know what I'm saying. I'm just a step closer. It's just all about getting
That's right.
getting a pistol.
That's
now,
right.
but-
We're legal gun owners. We're not here running a ratchet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But I do
shit
keep
right.
a pistol in my room, in my bedroom, and it's pretty accessible and not accessible at the same time, you know, because first of all, my kids are mostly not allowed to go in my room, only because they fuck shit up all the time, and I like to keep my gun out there. It's not like on the counter or nothing, but I don't like the idea of having my gun in a safe. And this might be a little controversial to people, but honestly, if there's someone robbing my house, I don't want to look at a box and press the numbers, because I'm not going to think that fucking far. I'm going to grab that box.
Or that fast.
Yeah, I'm going to grab that fucking box in its entirety, and I'm going to chuck it at those motherfuckers. Because at that moment, dude, you're on fucking 150, dude. You're trying to protect your family, protect yourself.
At all costs.
Find something,
At
a measure of protection.
At a rate that your brain is really not going to function because it's happening so
You're
fast.
about to lunge at anything for your children, for your wife, for anything. You know, like.
I
so
agree.
imagine that, like, just the idea of it being in a box where I have to push some numbers to get to it is just not. It makes me nervous.
This is how I stand with that. All right, a lot of people might find this controversial as well, but I do believe in the same thing about not keeping it in a safe because, like you said, if a danger like that does happen,
What are you gonna do?
you're gonna have to rush to it.
They
so
run in, you know
people
what
are
I'm
gonna
saying? Like-
people will probably be outraged if I say this, but I do believe it's a smart thing. Also, very dangerous, but is when your child has the right age to understand. It's to tell him, this is what this is in the house is for. It's dangerous. It could kill somebody. Don't mess with it. Don't get near it. At a right age, like I'm saying as well. 13, 14, when they realize the consequences of like what can happen when you fuck around.
Yeah.
So that you prevent stuff from like your kid grabbing your gun and fucking taking it to school. Is educate your kid about gun safety as well.
True.
So
Very true.
I do believe that, and I believe that has a lot to do with, like you said, not putting it in a safe and having it in a designated area where you believe you could get to it, and also your kids can avoid it and eliminate something that's fucked up that's gonna attack your family.
Well, to be completely honest, most of these cases, and not to shy away from like some irresponsible adults leaving their pistols out there that are already loaded and everything, I don't like to keep mine loaded, only because in the event that, I mean, they know better though. Like honestly, like I've went through that talk with them. I didn't really show them like my pistol, but they know what real guns look like. These kids, they've watched 2018 movies. There's a gun in every other fucking movie. Like, superhero movies, there's guns in those.
You just basically know the consequences, because I know you realize
so you gotta make them understand that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, in that, like, the strength that it takes to rack up a gun, it takes the strength it takes to fucking pull a trigger. That's about like 6 to 9 pounds. Like, not to say a child can't do it, because there's been hundreds of cases.
Oh, of course.
Of stuff
you
like
could
that,
develop
but
a really good grip, be able to pull that shit.
Yeah, I mean, even as a kid too, like, especially if it's cocked already, and all you gotta do is push the trigger.
Push the trigger.
It doesn't take anything.
That's also gun safety. It's just making sure it's on safety, and you having the reaction time to take the safety off.
Just being always cautionable.
This is why I'm scared about having. This is why I'm scared about having a gun myself. Like, I want one, and I want one bad, but I do understand that I do need to know how to use this properly and use it to where I won't put the ones I love in harm's way,
right?
And also
while playing with it
and having it accessible to, like, if something like that were to happen, you know what I mean?
And we don't mean playing with it like you're tossing it around.
Yeah,
we
exactly.
mean like just having it with you.
Yeah, having it with you. Cause I'm not gonna lie,
you're fucking playing with it.
I have a Ford card currently. I want to get the conceal and carry. A lot of that has like also kind of like scared in me, like, can I control this in my house and make sure my kids don't get to it? But it also depends on me to teach them that this is something that could take someone's life away, how to handle it, so you prevent fucking tragedies that happen in these, where these kids are getting shot up.
For sure. And I mean, there's always like mental health issues where these kids know these consequences and dangers, and they still commit these crimes and these mistakes or accidents. But at the same time, it's always great to educate.
Yeah,
like we always say.
Before you buy a pistol, make sure what you're doing, what the regulations are to handle it, keep it in your house.
For sure.
I've like I said, for one, I don't have one, but those are things that I want to know I have in mind before I do purchase one, and having it in my house also there for the safety of my kids, but can also be a disaster if it's handled miscarefully.
Yeah, man. But what's that gonna do when you're trying to shoot a fucking ghost, man?
Yeah.
I'm be in the
for real.
I'm be thinking about that shit all fucking night.
This shit went from ghosts to fucking guns.
Yeah, man. But self-protection though, straight up.
For real, from spiritual and fucking physical shit.
Yeah, man, it happens though.
Like, real talk though, fuck the spiritual shit. Y'all could have missed me with that fucking shit.
Yeah,
that
no
portal
boards over here.
Portals of hell and lion camp. Yup, keep it away.
I had friends that were into like the Satan 666 shit. Like, yo, I'm not in with all that shit, but don't bring it around me either. Yeah, that's just negative energy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You're inviting all that violence and all that nasty shit.
I think it's hilarious, sure, when like you accidentally ran over a squirrel. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, it happens. It's kind of funny. But when you sit there, dude, 666,
burn the world.
666, cut the head off. Whoa. Yeah,
that's something else.
Good.
Just people that probably have their own
pure
issues.
Evil shit ain't cool. That shit ain't cool.
That's fucking nuts.
Like those cartel videos and such. I know I know.
Me and my guy Zeus, we be sharing like just shamelessly all this wanton violence. We share cartel videos. We share accidents. But I mean, at the same time, the way I look at it, it's shit that's really happening in the world, man.
It just makes you real cautious about everything.
Yeah, like this shit's really fucking happening. Like these guys, it's not a fucking movie. These guys are really chopping their fucking heads off for the cartel, skinning people alive, put them in fucking acid baths.
These are journalists. These people are journalists, like from America. They go over there, want to fucking
nuts, dude,
and fucking figure out, what's going on over there. And they end up in the hands of like a terrorist group. That's it, bro. Especially to find out you're American. That shit really does happen.
Yo, man, that's probably the worst thing to be out there right now. Is an American in a different country, because you're looked upon very shady nowadays.
Yeah, people definitely look at Americans like these guys are the idiots of the world, and
They'll kidnap you, all that shit.
Yeah,
Different places.
it's a scary world, bro. But let's call this episode rap, man. This
yeah,
is
man. Little snippet.
just
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
little recordings.
We're
about
gonna,
every shit we talk about.
Yeah, this is just what was on our mental clouds. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
What our minds are at right now.
Hell yeah! You know, we started with a motherfucking different intro.
Yeah,
We're gonna do another music intro
We'll do
on another fucking Lost Tapes.
that music intro to the beginning was Jadakiss, right?
Hell yeah, Jadakiss instrumental. It was damn, I forgot the name for it.
Oh man,
It was like Cartel Carnage instrumental or something.
yeah, it was called
Cartel Gathering.
Cartel
All right.
Gathering. Shout
If
out to
anybody
Jada.
was hearing that shit,
And caught it, you know.
hell yeah.
We like instrumentals, and we just want to fuck with them, throw them on the beginning of the podcast, and make them sound dope.
Hell yeah.
And for the lost episodes, of
For the
course.
last episodes, hell yeah, man. But we're gonna catch you guys next time. We're fucking
We're signing out,
we're
yo.
signing out this motherfucker. This is Ace. I'm out.
And this is Zeus, man. Take care. Y'all have a great one.
Ping.